The scenario for the Dallas Cowboys after Week 3 of the 2024 NFL season has become grim. The team faced the Baltimore Ravens in a crucial matchup following a humiliating loss to the New Orleans Saints. Despite a promising start to the season with a dominant victory over the Cleveland Browns, reality quickly shifted. The defense, which had been impenetrable in the opener, proved vulnerable in the next two games, while the offense, led by Dak Prescott, failed to maintain the consistency needed to secure victories. In the end, the 28-25 score in favor of the Ravens left Dallas on the brink of a crisis. The decline in performance. In Week 1, the Cowboys' defense was the standout, with Micah Parsons being crowned the first winner of the Tom Brady LFG Player of the Game award. Parsons and the defense stifled the Cleveland Browns offense, and it seemed like Dallas' defense would be a force to be reckoned with. However, the loss to the Saints in Week 2 exposed unexpected weaknesses. The team conceded 44 points, with the defense allowing New Orleans to advance consistently with little resistance. Jerry Jones had already expressed his frustration at that point, mentioning that the performance was extraordinarily disappointing and that changes would be necessary. The criticism wasn't limited to the defense, as Prescott's performance was also questioned, especially after throwing two crucial interceptions. The game against the Ravens was seen as an opportunity for redemption for Dallas, but from the start, the team struggled. Baltimore's offense, led by Lamar Jackson and powered by Derrick Henry, started strong. Henry, known for becoming more dangerous as the game progresses, began to build his performance early, finding gaps in Dallas' defensive line and racking up important yards. Jackson, in turn, remained calm in the pocket, distributing the ball efficiently and turning the Cowboys' defense into a nightmare. At one point, Tom Brady, who was commentating the game, said, "The more Henry gets the ball, the stronger he becomes," referring to the difficulty Dallas' defense was having in containing him, the big lead. Dallas defense and Jerry Jones criticism. Micah Parsons, who had been a hero in Week 1, couldn't maintain the same performance against the Ravens. Baltimore's new defensive coordinator, Zach Orr, made strategic adjustments that exploited Dallas' weaknesses, especially in controlling the ground game. The defense, which had given up 190 yards the previous week against the Saints, failed again, allowing over 180 combined yards from Jackson and Henry. During the game, Brady highlighted Jackson's ability to make plays from a collapsing pocket, something that Mike Zimmer's defense seemed incapable of predicting or adjusting to. Such patience in the pocket by Lamar, Brady commented, emphasizing the Ravens' quarterback's composure as he continued to find open receivers. Sport DFW. After the game, Jerry Jones offered harsh criticism of the team. He expressed disappointment with the defense, specifically mentioning Mike Zimmer's failure to adjust the tactical scheme in time. "It was a horrible game. I'm disappointed in Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, and Mike Zimmer," Jones said, clearly frustrated with the lack of response from the team. He continued, "We expected much more, and surely our fans did as well. This is not the team we envisioned at the start of the season, and something needs to change quickly." Jones' public statement sent a clear message. If things don't change, the jobs of McCarthy and Zimmer could be at risk. Sport DFW. Dak Prescott's frustrating afternoon. Dak Prescott, Dallas quarterback, had another frustrating afternoon. Although he managed to keep the game alive in the fourth quarter, adjusting the receivers' routes and making a crucial touchdown with Cavani Turpin, it wasn't enough to overcome the early game mistakes. Prescott finished the game with mixed results, throwing for 2 touchdowns but also committing a critical error in the third quarter, giving the Ravens the opportunity to extend their lead. In the final moments, the Cowboys attempted a heroic comeback. After recovering an onside kick and a quick series of passes, Prescott connected again with Turpin to cut the score to 28-25. However, with less than a minute on the clock, the Ravens' defense shut down Dallas' hopes with a crucial interception that sealed the game's fate. The big lead. Sport DFW. Collective frustration and uncertain future. With this loss, the Cowboys dropped to a 1-2 record on the season, and the early optimism quickly turned into doubt and frustration. Jerry Jones made it clear that he wouldn't tolerate many more performances like this. "We have the talent, but if we don't correct these mistakes, there will be no choice but to make significant changes," Jones stated. He also openly criticized McCarthy's leadership, suggesting the coach is losing control of the team and that, if corrections aren't made soon, the consequences could be severe. In a direct message to the team, Jones was clear: no more excuses. Either we see improvements by next week, or we'll need to reconsider who's leading this team. With the Ravens also coming off a tough start to the season, this was a crucial chance for Dallas to establish itself as a playoff contender. However, the lack of consistency on both offense and defense has left the team with more questions than answers. The season is still young, but if the Cowboys don't rebound in the coming weeks, the futures of McCarthy, Prescott, and other team leaders will be under intense scrutiny. The Baltimore Ravens' 28-25 victory exposed all the flaws the Cowboys tried to fix after their loss to the Saints, and now, as the weeks go by, these flaws seem to be becoming a worrying trend. If McCarthy, Zimmer, and Prescott can't change the course, the Dallas team, which started with high ambitions, may see its playoff hopes evaporate before the midpoint of the season. Jerry Jones, the ever-vocal owner of the Cowboys, expressed his deep frustration with the team following the loss to the Baltimore Ravens. He called the performance disappointing and publicly criticized both head coach Mike McCarthy and quarterback Dak Prescott. Jones highlighted that the lack of tactical adjustments during the game and the inability to respond in crucial moments are making it difficult for the Cowboys to compete. He also didn't spare the defense under Mike Zimmer's command, which was utterly dominated by Derrick Henry's rushing and Lamar Jackson's dynamic plays. Jones went even further, stating that the defense seemed disorganized and had no answer for the Ravens' explosive plays. Lamar Jackson, using his dual-threat ability to pass and run, dismantled Dallas' defensive line, while Derrick Henry racked up yards with ease, as Brady mentioned during the broadcast. The Cowboys' defense, which had been lauded after Week 1, showed significant weaknesses, allowing the Ravens to gain over 190 rushing yards and exploit breakdowns in coverage on deep passes. At the end of the game, a visibly frustrated Jerry Jones did not hold back on his criticisms. He expressed disappointment with Mike McCarthy for failing to properly adjust the team after the loss to the Saints and now the Ravens. Jones also criticized Dak Prescott's inconsistent performance, highlighting his inability to lead the team when it mattered most. Additionally, he pointed out significant shortcomings in the defense led by Mike Zimmer, calling it disorganized and ineffective throughout the game. "It was a terrible game.